Good morning.
Hey, I feel like we haven't been here in forever.
Right? It does feel that way, even though we only missed 1 week. We missed last week, but we were here the week before. So it does.
Because you were gallivanting across the world or something, right? Well, I was
Just one
sitting in my
country.
lowly studio. So where were you? Tell all our friends.
So last week I was in Portugal, and Portugal is a very beautiful
Mhm.
country. It was a very quick trip. We literally landed Monday afternoon. We were very tired because it was an overnight flight. We hit Sintra on Tuesday. We took a commuter train to Sintra. It's one thing I do love about Europe is the train system. Like
Yes.
so easy to get anywhere
Yeah.
in literally any country. But we stayed in
Yeah.
Portugal. Wednesday we did Cascais or Cascais. I don't exactly know how to say that. Beautiful seaside, literally, on the other side of the pond. I could wave. And then Thursday we did Lisbon, and then Friday we were coming back home. So very quick trip, but a lot of fun, a lot of walking, because when
Yeah.
you're only there for a few days, you want to see as much as you can physically see in the shortest amount of time possible. So we're like, wake up in the morning, we're like, and go.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's a nice thing especially about Europe. You have a tendency of walking all the time,
Yeah.
which is great because North America, it's usually a drive to see anything.
Right. And
So,
actually driving, because we think here, I don't know about where you're from or whatever, but there's a lot of one-way streets, right? Downtown Toronto has a lot of one-way streets, but not too many in
no.
comparison to Lisbon, because I remember we were talking because we were taking a cab, because Lisbon is the city of 7 hills. So it's all uphill. It was downhill from our hotel, and then it's back uphill. So you get a really good workout. But the guy said, we took a cab back up one day because we were just exhausted after 3 days. And I wanted to stop at this store. And he goes, it would literally take you 2 minutes to walk, or it's going to take me 10 minutes to drive there.
Right.
Because he has to maneuver around all of these one-way streets to kind of backtrack to get there. So it's not that easy to drive around some of these European towns.
No. And I always find it interesting because just certain things that, to me or anyone would find odd, and something is quite normal. So Stacy sent me a picture of her eating her hot dog, but it wasn't a hot dog. It was an octopus leg.
It was an octopus hot dog.
It was to me, that's a horror movie.
And it was so good. It tasted so good. I probably would have had another one. It was so good.
So now don't get on me, guys, and say, oh, octopus is great. I get it. But yeah.
No, most people probably agree with you, because most of the people in the trip were like, you had a what?
Yeah.
Most people wouldn't have been able to eat that. So, when in Rome, right? Wanted to try different things. Lisbon is definitely the land of seafood and meat. It is definitely not the land for a vegetarian. Even though I did have a couple of vegetarian dishes and they were fantastic. But, it's a lot of fish. They do have a lot of cod. So if you don't like cod, not the country for you. but no, it was beautiful. I love European shops and streets, and just how they incorporate some of those modern shops into those old streetscapes and stuff like that.
Right.
So it was,
and it's what I like about shopping in Europe in particular is that you go basically to the market and buy fresh stuff every day. Right, to go home and cook. You don't go to Costco, stock up for a year. So I just like that everything's more fresh, and it's just there's a difference in when you look at the food and go, wow, is that ever good? Now, saying that, yeah, it's easy when that's what the lifestyle is built around, and that's what the town is built around.
Exactly.
We don't have that convenience because, like I said, you have to get in the car and drive most of the time. Unless you live right downtown in a city, but that's great. So, but now you're back.
Now we're back, and we have to jump right into the land of work again. So it was nice to have the week off, but back to reality.
Yeah. So we were just we're talking about social media the other day, and we started. My son asked me to go on Be Real, which I didn't know what it was. And, but I went on it, and then I said, Stacy, go on this. And she's like, I don't know what this is. And nobody knew what this is except when you're their age, right? Because it's the #1 downloaded app in the Apple Store. Um,
So what is Be Real before we go any
well, basically,
further?
it's very cool to be honest, because every day, whoever's on it, Be Real at a random time of the day will say, "Okay, take your picture of what you're doing," and you take a picture of whatever you're doing, and it takes a selfie at the same time, posts it, and so you see what all your friends are doing exactly the same time, and you don't know in advance. You can
You don't
post
know
late.
when, but you also do not get to pre-plan. So you cannot upload any sort of content. You can't
No,
upload a manicured photo.
right.
You
No
can't upload
filter.
anything. It is literally the whole concept of it is be real. So in the moment, what are you doing? Again, front facing and back
Yes.
facing. So the
And
selfie
no
camera and
filter.
the front facing camera takes it at the same time, approximately
And
within a
I actually liked the concept because I was like, I liked the fact that it is real. Like, there's no filters, there's no way to
nothing.
manipulate what you look like. I guess you could, if I'm sure some smarty pants out there figures it out. But I did like the concept; it was cool. But again, number one downloaded app in the App Store, so we've only seen it for 2 weeks. We didn't really know what the hell it was, and we're slowly trying to figure it out. And it was kind of cool. And it was just like, I only know 5 people. So because it,
But the other really, so what I love about the fact of what Be Real did is number one, they did something completely different. So they're
yeah,
not a content creating site or anything like that. It's very simplistic. You
yeah,
take the photo, but one thing I think they did very, very smart is, for example, if Faye posts, I can't see her post until I post.
yeah, which
So
is
it's
cool.
literally all shaded out. So I
Yeah,
can see that she posted, but
yeah.
it says click. You have to do your Be Real before it will allow you to see your feed.
Which I loved that.
I think it's
It's
very,
very
very
cool.
smart because it encourages more people to use it. But again, it's in the moment.
Yeah, and it's not. There's nothing. Really monetizing of it. There's nothing really like pre-done trying to like add content. It's literally what you're doing. So it's kind of cool, right? And it
Very,
was only
very
been
cool.
2 weeks
I
that
like it because I get to see, like, again, what I don't know, say my son, for an example,
yeah,
like, is he in class? Is he at the gym?
yeah,
Is he in his residence? Like, what is he doing in that
yeah,
moment? And who is he
yeah,
with in that moment? So I kind of like that part because they can't post a photo from 3 days ago or a
yeah.
video or anything like that. So I think
And
they've
then
done a really good
you
job of
can
it.
post late, but
Yep.
you still like you can post hours and hours and hours later, but you don't get to see what somebody else was doing. And it'll tell you, which is cool. It says this person posted 8 hours late. So
Right.
it's kind of cool. Like it is real. You can't like manipulate it, right?
So it's Be
So I think
Real,
that was very
REAL. So go search it in the App Store. It's very
yeah.
cool. We would love it if you connected with us just because,
Yeah.
again, we have 5 people, our
Yeah.
kids
We don't
being
know anybody
a couple of
because
them.
they're all young. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
But
what's
it's a lot
interesting
of
is
fun.
that yeah, it was great, and I thought it was cute, and it was just so non-pressure-ish. You know what I mean? Who
Mhm.
cares? Like, it doesn't mean you're not
Yeah.
trying to pre-plan your B reels and all that
And
stuff.
that's the key to it, though, is you're not planning it.
But then, of course, when somebody sees
Dun,
something
dun,
that's like
dun.
one in the app store, so TikTok happened, right? You can tell
Yep,
everybody what TikTok did.
Yep, TikTok decided to copy, and now they
Mhm.
have something called TikTok Now. So they obviously knew their demographic. They obviously knew that this particular app was very popular within the demographic that, they're after, even though TikTok's demographic is slowly changing.
Yeah,
But they decided to copy it. Now, we can go down the road of all kinds of different things, right?
yeah,
Snapchat started with stories, and then Instagram came out with stories,
yeah.
Facebook came out with stories, LinkedIn for a very short time tried stories
Mhm.
and realized it didn't work for their platform, so they took it away,
Yeah.
thank goodness. So yeah, so you can talk about the copying, but this one just seemed like it wasn't like something they added to their platform, it was their entire essence of being. Be Real is this.
That's all they
And
did.
then TikTok decided to incorporate it into theirs, and I'm not sure I like it.
Yeah, no, so I'm not a TikTok person, and that's what we were just talking about. I have lots of followers, but I've never posted anything. Stacy's on it a heck of a lot more than me. Most, and so she sent
On
me
it, but I haven't really posted a lot. But
right.
I am on TikTok
You
quite
watch.
a
So
bit.
Stacy
Yeah.
sent me a link to watch somebody's video, this morning, just before, like literally 5 minutes before we started this.
Yeah.
And so me not having been on TikTok in weeks, stumbling, looking for the icon, find it. I go on and watch this person's video, and then I get a notification that says post your now, which is like the Be Real. And I like, okay, I'm going to do it because I want to see if it's exactly the same. And it is. It's literally, even the notification weirdly looked the same, right? It was a little creepy.
Yeah, it was like a direct copy.
Same thing. It took the picture, and I have no idea. I don't know what it looks like or anything. I'm not that far into it, but like it was, yeah. Like it feels more like TikTok people will plan it. You know what I mean? Be Real people won't.
I think they'll try.
I think they'll try.
Yeah, because I was actually reading an article about the whole thing, because I was fascinated by the fact that, again, TikTok started TikTok Now and Be Real, and what does that mean for social media going forward? And obviously it means that people are looking for more authentic content. They're looking for more in the moment instead of pre-planned. But it was interesting to see what TikTok, which started out as an entertainment platform, content entertainment, a lot of dancing, a lot of lip syncing. They started off with that. But they're actually sort of taking a stand and saying they're actually moving from that, because they're realizing that the people who are willing to pay for advertising are not the people who are doing the singing and dancing.
No.
So they're actually sort of took that stand and said, we're now an edutainment, education, entertainment channel, still not a social media channel. They're sort of taking that stand that they are not necessarily social media. They're an education content with entertainment platform.
Right.
Which is very interesting for them to take that shift, because they're realizing that they're losing money from an advertising perspective.
Right. And so you still say then Be Real is still the only real. They don't have any other thing going. Like that's still, it's just posting what you're doing. So they don't have anything else. So I still support them, because I think that's the way to, stay true to what you're doing. I don't have any problem with TikTok adding, but TikTok, it's interesting because a lot of articles you've read about, the fact that their home base is China, and you've read a lot of information. If anyone hasn't, just Google it. A lot of information about how they collect so much data on everyone that uses it, and a lot of articles have alluded to the fact that the government now, mainly the US, not in Canada, because we're not that powerful. In the government in the US is like, how can we limit what they're doing and push up more of like YouTube shorts and stuff like that, where they know that they can control the information that's going out. And when I was logging into to TikTok today, what I found interesting was I don't know what I'm doing, right? Because I don't do TikTok. So I'm pushing buttons. And one of them was some reward thing. I'm like, what the hell's that? And I pushed it, and it said, oh, share this reward and you can get $25 card. And if you share it and the person signs up, which is fine. That's not what I'm getting at. But what was interesting is it said, share it to like Facebook, but then it says, will you allow TikTok to log into your Facebook? And then I shut it down, because I was like, yeah, that's a little too creepy. That, I Instagram, Facebook, no problem, same company. But when TikTok wants to pull all my social media information in from Facebook, I'm like, I don't think so. I've never, me, I've never ever worried about information and all that stuff. It never bothers me putting in passwords and stuff, but this one kind of bothered me.
Interesting. Yeah. Now, how do we compare? So TikTok added TikTok Now, which is obviously taking the entire concept of Be Real and adding it to their platform. Whereas Instagram did Reels, which basically took the entire essence of TikTok and copied that and put it into Reels. So what's the difference?
I don't know. I'm not a Reels person. It's interesting. Yes, last night, somebody was saying to me, did you see my picture or whatever? And I said, I don't really do a lot of social media. I don't really scroll and read stuff. It's not my thing. And most of the stuff ours is pre-planned our posts, right? And my daughter said, yeah, you just do stories. And I go, it's true. That's what I do. That's what I'm most comfortable with, doing stories. Not really, I don't do reels and stuff like that. So I don't know, like, is reels as popular as TikTok? No, I don't think so.
They're not. I think what ended up happening, which is a little bit different. So, for example, we use Be Real, so I'll kind of compare the whole storyline through. So we did Be Real, we got on, then you found out from clicking
Yeah.
buttons. So
Yeah,
I love that.
buttons, because I'm not scared to click buttons. So
You click buttons, and you said, "Oh, we can share our Be Real to our Instagram story,"
right.
which
So
was
I did.
perfect. So again, I'm a big story person as well. If you had followed my story for the past week, you saw my trip to Portugal because I did it in stories. But we could post our Be Real into stories.
Yeah.
So interesting. So we can take, so again, that multi-platform cross-pollination sort of thing of content. Here's what I'm doing right in the moment, which is typically what stories is in sort of that last 24 hours. What I really liked in the beginning about stories was the fact that it only allowed you to pull photos from your camera roll in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
I wish they had kept that.
Yeah.
Because now you can literally put anything on a story and it kind of dilutes what it was in the beginning.
Right.
So then
because really stories was Be Real, essentially, like a fake version, but still.
But that's where it started, which was the what are you doing in the last 24 hours? It was supposed to be an in the moment kind of concept. So we take Be Real. So then when TikTok did the TikTok Now, again, we feel a little, okay, we're already on the original. And I think that's what happened when TikTok came out. The people who were kind of on the original, the TikTok, what they were doing was literally taking their TikToks and putting them onto Instagram Reels.
Yeah.
There are people who are going to be TikTok loyal.
Yes.
And they're going to be like, oh, I didn't get on Be Real. Therefore, I'm going to do the TikTok Now because I think it's very cool and I'm very loyal to this platform. Just like there's going to be people who are Instagram loyal.
Absolutely.
And who really like Reels versus TikTok. So I don't know if I think it depends on what angle you're coming from.
Yeah.
On whether you feel, because I started on TikTok, so I'm more of a TikTok person than I am in Instagram Reels. I started on Be Real, so therefore I'm kind of loyal to my first platform I found it on. Like I'm loyal to stories on Instagram because that's the first place I started to use them. So I think there's that piece that comes into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And most people aren't using all of them. Most people pick a lane, and we're different because we try looking at everything because that's our business. But yeah, most people pick a lane and this is it. I think, like I said, for me, Be Reals feels more like Snapchat does for that generation. You know what I mean? That age group. It seems to be, it feels like their platform. I mean, I still feel a little weird on Be Real because I feel like I'm old on it. But
we are. Just
it
clear.
feels like it's like our kid, they don't post a lot of pictures. They have like 5 pictures on their Instagram, right? They'll post like one thing every year or something that's about some, sport guy that did something or other. You know what I mean? Like they just don't do that. They have a tendency, that age demographic, to only post in that moment.
Well, that's what they do with Snapchat, is that they'll take a photo in the moment. They'll truly use Snapchat stories as the original intent of it, which is they'll take a photo, they'll post it to their story to a sort of collection of people. They usually typically aren't posting it publicly. They're usually just posting it to their group or whatever the case may be. But absolutely very much in the moment. So smart for Be Real to take that in the moment.
Yeah, but I do think it's their age demographic. They don't use social media is a little bit older. You know what I mean? They didn't grow up in Facebook. They didn't grow up in all that stuff. So for them, it's just like, we just want to talk to our friends. Like we want to talk to our friends. We're not, or people that maybe are friends, but we're not really interested in like thousands of people and stuff. And I just think it's something to really think about, because this is the demographic that's there now, right? And so you have to recognize how they use social media. So they don't see our stuff, right? They don't see what everyone's posting in terms of pre-planned. They don't look at it because they're not interested.
But it's interesting to see, again, their philosophy from a point of view of Be Real being the number one
Right.
downloaded app.
Yeah.
They can watch TikTok. They're very
Yeah.
big on TikTok, but they
Yeah.
know how much work and effort and pre-planning goes into those videos.
Yeah.
And yet there's still, to Be Real is the number one platform because they want to see what they're doing in the moment.
And you know what? I will say, I mean, I like it. I like the fact that there's no pre-planning on, and you don't care. You just take a picture, right? Like I just did, like when I tried the Now thing, I just did it. It was just me sitting here looking at the, the laptop and the light. But there's something very easy. You know what? There's no worrying about what it looks like. You don't care. You know what I mean? And there's something really genuinely, like there's no pressure, there's no stress, there's no nothing.
You know
And
what? I relate that back to a conversation you and I have had many times, which is the difference between going live on video versus a pre-recorded video and putting that up on social media. You and I have both said many times, you click the live button, we're good.
Yeah, we're good.
What do you want to talk about? Let's talk. Let's go live. Let's do this. However, asking us to do a pre-recorded video is not, we can, obviously. We teach it, we can, but it's not our preference.
Right, because and then you do think it's natural to think, oh, how's the lighting? Oh, you know what I mean? You think of all those things, but when you go live, you don't care. So you just go, okay, click, we're on, right? So it's just a very different animal. But I mean, I think it's just really, like I said, really important to think about that a generation that's coming up. Like, so TikTok is like, okay, well, we see the writing on the wall. This is what they enjoy. Let's incorporate it because we're afraid to alienate them. But, I still believe that TikTok, now that they're moving, are going to alienate the younger ones anyway, because they don't want to stay on an app where their mom is. They're not interested. Right?
Well, look what's happened, right? Instagram started as that sort of younger generation platform. We got on it. They're gone.
And they're all gone.
The only platform I believe that has stayed true to them is Snapchat.
It's true.
No, I don't know any mom or any older sort of marketer online stuff that's on Snapchat. It's stayed true to them. But TikTok, to make that stand that they're no longer an entertainment platform moving to edutainment, is an interesting stand, which means they are going to start to alienate because, I mean, my feed is filled with people who are teaching stuff in very short little segments of stuff. They're using it in a very creative way, but it's making me more interested in the platform, but it would make the younger generation less interested in the platform.
And I think I just, I still don't really love it. I know you love it. I still don't. I just find it very contrived. A lot of the stuff that like the education stuff. Yes, I get it. You're trying to teach something, even like cleaning hacks and that's all cool. But when people I hate when people try to be funny or they think this is cool. And it's just not. It's just you look like a loser because you're trying too hard. And that's the part that bothers me, I think, about it. That's why I'm not comfortable with the platform, because it feels like it's people are they feel like they're being forced to try to be cool or whatever that
the
means.
People who are like our age, doing the singing and dancing, that to me looks awkward. I'm almost embarrassed for them.
I'm embarrassed. That's the problem. I'm embarrassed watching it.
So I think people who are simply giving information and, just going on and either walking and talking or whatever the case may be and giving that sort of short little snippets of information, that I'm in for.
Cool. And that's why I think it's great that'll that I actually think it's great that it's moving that direction, because let's face it, the kids aren't going to stay on it anyway. So you might as well. And I will give a plug that nobody really talks about, but I do like YouTube Shorts. I actually like it. And I fell down a rabbit hole with it. I didn't know what I was watching. So I had put it up. I was literally on YouTube, and then all of a sudden I'm scrolling on my phone and I'm getting all these short videos of the same channel that I was watching, but there's these little short videos. And I'm like, what the, this is cool. And then I realized, kudos to YouTube. I didn't know that's what I was watching, that I was watching
Oh,
YouTube
interesting.
short. So it was really fascinating. And I think the challenge there is people like me don't know. I love YouTube. I think I learned so much on YouTube. Yes, it's longer videos, but a lot of the time I need it, like how to fix your toilet. You know what I mean? I don't want a TikTok with 10 seconds because they don't really tell you how to do it. They just go, oh, here we go. And hey, I'm done. Right. And meanwhile, YouTube is like 20 minutes later. I'm like, oh my God, they're right. Yeah, I got to do this. Right. But the shorts thing, I just thought was really interesting. So I don't know anything about it, but I would like to investigate it. And I think YouTube, I guess, you know, it's okay. I'm going to sound a little bit elitist, but I think YouTube and Reddit and Quora and all that stuff is more, it's more, I don't know. What can I say? How do I say it without people getting mad at me? It's just a little highbrow.
It's I would say just more higher level information.
Yes.
Right. So it is.
Yeah, it's
like
just,
you're
it's
looking
different.
to do
It's
something.
not entertainment. It's not entertainment. It's just education as opposed to entertainment.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought I was really fascinated that I went down this rabbit hole and I didn't even know what I was watching. Like I didn't know what I was watching, but I just knew that my clips were all of a sudden very short. And I was like,
and they're probably vertical because YouTube is typically horizontal.
Yeah, they were all of a sudden, it was like boom. And I didn't even know how I got there. But that's why I'm saying, give them credit. It was seamless because I didn't see it change.
So smart for them, again, understanding and following the trends, right?
Yeah.
YouTube has been this for a very long time. And I think they're trying out shorts. I haven't sort of dived too far down that rabbit hole.
After that happened, and that was like probably a month ago, after that happened, I literally went and searched for it because I really enjoyed what I was watching because it was what I would call my people. It was my people. But it was like shorter clips. So again, if TikTok is your people, cool, watch it. If Instagram is your people, watch it. But find what you enjoy. And you know, it's kind of like you know, we both recognized like Facebook is not our people anymore. Right.
But then they're also saying like, do your, you know, for example, do your reel on Instagram, download it, and you know, if it's an education, put it up on TikTok, put it up on YouTube Shorts and expand your message.
Yeah. And that's what we do. And we share to what makes it easy for us to share. Right. So just like Be Real, when, you know, came up and said, oh, share this. And I was like, okay, click, because it was easy, right? If they didn't make it easy, I wouldn't have. So, you know, yes, I agree with you, download your video. But if it just said share, I'd be more apt to do it. If it tells me to download, I'm probably not going to put it somewhere else.
It's a lot of steps to do that.
The ability with shorts, I haven't tried it yet. We haven't even looked at it, but theoretically, we should be able to put our video onto YouTube Shorts.
Right.
Which for me, this is how I think. I would, in a second, do a video and put it on YouTube. But if you ask me to do it on TikTok, I'm like, I don't think of it because I think, oh, I gotta do some freaking music and dance and so all this other stuff. So it's, you know, the more that you can share back and forth, I mean, obviously the platforms benefit from it.
Yep.
And I don't know, like TikTok, the Now, can you share it? I don't know because I don't know TikTok.
I took my first YouTube Now about 3 seconds before I went live, so I'll let you know.
Yeah. So, but it's interesting because it is a way to. I mean, we do it. We share all our stuff to Twitter, and do we really go on Twitter? No, we go onto Twitter when we want to read news or what's happening, you know, in
the world. Absolutely. And we've talked about that.
But do we share to it? Yes, because sharing is easy, right? But it's not, can you tell that we are not Twitter people? Yes, because Twitter people are really good. Like I love
really good.
They have short little sound bites. They don't try to make anything fancy. They
Yep.
just say something, and I love that about it. And so, but you can still share and do everything else. So,
Exactly.
there is a platform for everyone. It's just a matter of
Exactly.
what you prefer and what you feel, right?
But I will say, just to round it up, that good job, Be Real, for coming
Good
up with
job.
something completely different,
Yes.
but so easy. They've made it really easy in the
Yeah.
moment to see, and just bringing back what social media was supposed to be in the beginning, which was that authentic piece.
Right, which is
It's really
where
cool.
Facebook started, right? That
Yep.
was where you would meet your friends, your family that you haven't talked to in a long time. And some people still do. A lot of people still use Facebook. I remember somebody 2 weeks ago, they were at a concert and they texted me and they said, I'll do a live. And I'm looking through Instagram and I'm like, but there's no live. And they're like, it's on Facebook. And I go, who does Facebook live? Like, is it a thing? I didn't even know you could. And I'm like, how old are you? So, but I forgot that they did lives. I completely forgot
It's
that you,
not, I mean, I know they do it. Obviously, I've seen
yeah,
people's feeds, and they go live and stuff like that. It's just not, I mean, they go live more in groups
yeah.
than they do and pages, but not necessarily a personal feed. I don't really know. I don't think I've seen anyone go live from their personal feed on Facebook in a very, very long time.
Very long time, and they
Yeah.
just laugh and they're like, I guess I'm a little bit slow on social media because like I'm like, but you talk to me on Instagram. So why am I going over there?
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah, it was
That's
very
interesting.
interesting. So yeah, everyone is different, right? Everyone, obviously we just said we have 5 people on Be Real. That's it. So please join us and follow us, and because we'll follow you because we have no friends.
Not Be Real yet because they're too young. The only difference between Be Real and TikTok right now is that Be Real is photos only,
Yeah.
and TikTok you can do a video with one of the cameras. I can't
And
remember
do you
which.
know how long that video is?
I don't. I haven't. No, I don't.
Because
I just.
again, here's the problem. Then it becomes more rehearsed because just because like you can say to yourself, okay, I can do a video. Let's say it's 5 minutes. I don't know how long it is. I can do a 5 minute video. Okay, so I'll be ready. So when it comes on, no matter what time, I know exactly what I'm going to say because I'm going to video.
I'm
Maybe
hoping it's not that long. I'm hoping it's like a 10-second,
I don't
five
know.
second video or something where you can just span a room or something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know, but you're right.
Interesting though, because it is a different vibe when all of a sudden, if you have the ability to be on video and if it's a couple of minutes, you can like sell, you can do what you want, right?
Yeah.
Whereas again, totally different vibe than just clicking the picture and saying, this is what I'm doing right now.
And always be camera ready.
Yeah. So, and you
Welcome
know
to the
what?
world of always being camera ready.
And sometimes it comes at 11 o'clock at night, right? Be real. Like sometimes it's very late at night. So, that's why we like it. It's just, and it's, you're kind of going, it comes out and you're like, oh shit, what should I take a picture of? Because I'm not really doing anything.
Well, and that's why, like, there's weird pictures of what you're watching on TV, or yesterday was my dog, or like, again, it kind of stops you in track. Click, done.
Yeah.
Again, very well done.
Very
Be
cool.
real.
Yeah.
All right.
That was our social media day today.
Exactly. All right. We didn't even talk about what we have coming up and all of that stuff, but we have a lot of work to do, which we're doing at the end of this week and beginning of next. So stay tuned next week because we have a lot of big announcements to make.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you then.